What's going on, everybody? About time we're getting to start work on the Sea-Doo Spark Trixx, and about time we get to start putting the upgrades on there, but we've had for like over a year now. But anyways, it's finally warm enough at this point in time. It was a day after it started to snow in mid-May. However, we decided to go and take some of this apart. As you can see later, I got a friend help me because pulling the top off the Trixx is not easy, I'll tell you that much. However, I got the cover off here, then I put on a video camera, and then I started to do some other video of POV, and it just was super boring, so I'm just going to use the footage from here in compilation form. It's like 1000 speed. Anyways, you can see me pulling each one of the bolts off of the hole itself. There's I think it's a 12 mil underneath and a T45 up top, and I just went around, pull all the screws out that I need to pull out. I actually pulled the hole completely apart because I wanted to see if there were any leaks inside of there too, as you'll see coming up. But mainly I wanted to see where those leaks were and why I was getting so much water into the hole, especially seawater was the big worry. But and then also afterwards, I'm obviously going to put on these upgrades that I've been waiting for over a year. So anyways, you can see me pulling this apart for a little while here, and then you can see me struggling with lifting the top above it too, and that's where I had to call up a friend. But anyways, the reason why I put a compilation here more than anything is because I found issues with my Trixx later, which I'll showcase at the end of this compilation. But anyways, for now, enjoy this 2 minutes of just nonsense, and then we'll go from there.
I was starting to do a video on the Sea-Doo Spark Trixx upgrades with the Riva cold air intake and the ribbon delete, but unfortunately we had to hit a snag. Clearly you can see how much oxidization's on this engine regardless of me, spraying it off. Every time I took it out in the salt water, first I brought it to a lake and I dunked it a few times, and then I also sprayed it off in the car wash with some wax and whatever in there just to make sure there was no oxidization. However, being on the salt water with so much salt water coming into the hole itself, we found out that there was some sort of leak in the system. So I took the entire hole apart in half. You can see everything's over there and over here. We took the entire hole apart just to see what was going on. We noticed a couple defects in some of the stripping right here. It's supposed to be up higher, but really that wasn't the biggest issue. We noticed a big one, which was down here right there. It was a cross-threaded bolt or nut on a bolt here. And what happened is this is oblonged right here. You can see that. And if you're on the water, this is underneath the water line right here on the sponson. So if you're underneath the water here and you're just sitting still like I was for hours fishing, there's going to be water coming through here. And it's not sitting flush and it's not tight. It's supposed to look like this. You can see this square area right here. Well, it's very much rounded off right here, and you can see it on this one too. Sorry about the flipping camera. It's broken here. So it looks like the dealer might have accidentally put these in incorrectly. The ones on this side look perfectly fine. The ones on this side look pretty bad. So unfortunately, we're going to halt work on the Sea-Doo Spark Trixx. We're probably going to be using the regular Spark for a little while, which is very unfortunate. I'm going to call the dealer tomorrow and see what they say about this. Obviously, you guys have seen I've done plenty of upgrades on this, especially with the tune, but I can just reverse the tune pretty simply. And I can also take off these simple things right here. I didn't glue this down yet, even though it said to do so. Good thing I did not. I have a 5-year warranty on this extended because I knew that there was something going to be going on with this Trixx. Especially, I didn't push anything crazy through it, and I didn't do anything crazy to it, too. You can see the exhaust is stock. Everything else is stock. I did, like, the impeller, the tune, and that kind of stuff. We'll see what they say. I'm pretty bummed out about it, and we're probably just going to be using the regular Sea-Doo Spark for a little while, judging by what they might or might not say. I mean, this is easily fixable, don't get me wrong, but buying a brand new ski and having a dealer kind of mess up the bolts down here is pretty upsetting, especially after I brought it back to see where the leak was on the hole itself, and they said there was no leak. They did a water test. So I'm going to call them back up tomorrow, which would be Tuesday, day after Memorial Day, and we're going to see what they might mention or anything about that too. As for splitting the hole, I'll do a quick compilation of how we did it and the reason why I took off the front nose piece too, and I also took out the back piece too as well. I took the entire hole apart just because I wanted to see the stripping and if there was any leak going on, because these don't take on water, and some viewers mentioned too that these pipes right here for the bilge pump or the tubes stick up in the air on purpose so that there's no back water feed in here as well. You can see here's the bilge right here, and it goes up. It's strapped up to the top. And the reason why is if this thing twists and turns, the water level is going to always be lower than this up here, right here. So anyways, that's this for now. I'll do a quick compilation of that. Hopefully we get some sort of info from the dealer. Hopefully we can get back on the water with the Trixx pretty soon. Like I said, I love this thing. After upgrading it and making sure this thing was pretty tops, you know, I can't wait to do other things to it too. And I was also debating putting a turbo on it and everything too, which isn't too hard. Look at this. Look at how easy it is to get to the motor. So you can, as you can see, you know, you can't get a better way to work on something than this. We have it up on a dolly that's roughly 3 feet in the air, something like that. So you don't even have to bend over to get to this. Just kind of touch the motor. But anyways, this is what the inside of a Sea-Doo Spark looks like as well, just in case you're wondering. The Spark and the Trixx are identical. Obviously, the cold air intake up there wouldn't be here. It's just, I can just pull this off. That's what it looks like normally. Since you don't have to have a filter also, quick heads up, on a Sea-Doo Spark or any watercraft in general, because you're on the water, there's no dirt, dust, or sand going to get in there. And, you know, normally you wouldn't have something like this. However, you're still pulling in hot fumes and hot air from the motor. So the whole point of a cold air intake is to grab some air from the front of the ski so it's nice and cool going into the motor. It gives you a little bit higher performance and less restriction too when you get rid of the ribbon delete, which is directly underneath here as well. So anywho, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am kind of bummed out overall that the Trixx has a broken hole in the rear right by the sponsons, but like I said, we'll be on the water pretty soon regardless. I might take the Spark out, and I'll definitely take the regular Spark out. I might put some handlebars on it. I might just transfer these handlebars over, judging by what they say. And hopefully we'll get some info pretty soon from the dealer. But stay tuned. Can't wait to get on the water with you guys. And I can't wait to showcase some more upgrades. Hopefully, like I said, the turbo and some other stuff, depending on what they do for us. Anywho, take it easy, guys.